Dorothy Gale's Journey to See the Wizard of Oz, written and created by Jenne Saunders. It all started when a big tornado in Kansas came. My aunt and uncle and the workers went into the shelter but could not hear me banging on the door, so I ran into the house hoping to take cover. But the tornado lifted the house with me and Toto inside, landing with a big bang. This was the day that changed everything. I'm Dorothy. Well, I was Dorothy, still am I suppose, just older now. And a bit wiser, I'd like to think.
Toto, we've got to hold on. It'll be all right, boy. We'll make it through this together. Toto, I don't think we're in Kansas anymore. This place, it's like nothing I've ever seen before.
You most certainly are not, my dear.
And there she was, Glinda the Good Witch, floating down in a bubble as you do. I half expected her to offer me a pamphlet on magical real estate.
Welcome to Oz, Dorothy. Are you a good witch or a bad witch?
Oh, I'm not a witch at all. I'm Dorothy Gale from Kansas.
That's when the Munchkins appeared. Imagine a village of living, breathing garden gnomes, but with better fashion sense.
We thank you, Dorothy. You freed us from the Wicked Witch of the East.
Oh dear, I didn't mean to kill anyone. It was an accident, truly. I hope you understand.
The Munchkins see you as their hero, Dorothy. You did nothing wrong. In fact, you have freed the Munchkins from the Wicked Witch of the East. They will be forever grateful. And your friends.
Just as I was wrapping my head around accidentally becoming a witch squasher, the atmosphere changed. The sky darkened and green smoke billowed around us.
Who killed my sister? Was it you?
No, it was an accident. I didn't mean to kill anybody.
Well, my pretty, I can cause accidents too.
And just like that, I found myself with a pair of sparkly new shoes and a green-skinned enemy. Talk about your unexpected wardrobe malfunctions.
Keep tight inside of them, Dorothy. Their magic must be very powerful, or she wouldn't want them so badly.
You stay out of this, Glinda. I'll get you, my pretty, and your little dog too.
Oh, what do I do now? How can I possibly get back home?
Follow the yellow brick road, Dorothy. It will lead you to the Wizard of Oz. He can help you get back home.
The yellow brick road stretched out before me, a golden ribbon cutting through the heart of Oz. It promised adventure, danger, and maybe, just maybe, a way back home.
Well, Toto, I guess we're off to see the wizard, the wonderful Wizard of Oz.
And so, with a skip in my step, partly from excitement, partly from these new, surprisingly comfortable ruby slippers, I set off down that winding golden path. Little did I know, the real adventure was just beginning. The yellow brick road stretched ahead, promising friendship, courage, and a whole lot of trouble. Right then, where were we? Ah yes, me and my new ruby slippers off on a jolly jaunt down the yellow brick road. Sounds lovely, doesn't it? Well, let me tell you, it wasn't all sunshine and lollipops.
Come on, Toto. We've got to find this wizard fellow, though I do wish we had some company.
Psst, hey there, little help.
Who said that?
And there he was, stuck on his pole, looking like he'd lost a fight with a murder of crows. Which, come to think of it, he probably had.
Last time I checked, I was alive. Though I must say, being alive without a brain is a peculiar experience.
You're silly. Of course you have a brain. Why don't you come with me to see the wizard? I'm sure he could give you a proper one.
And just like that, I had my first friend in Oz, a straw man with an identity crisis. Bit like my Uncle Henry after a few pints, if I'm honest.
You'd do that for me. But what if I'm not smart enough to find the way?
Don't worry, we'll figure it out together. That's what friends do.
Look, a signpost. It says, well, I'm not sure what it says. No brain, remember?
It says Emerald City 100 miles. We're on the right track.
Of course our little moment of triumph couldn't last long. Not with a certain green-skinned party pooper lurking about.
Enjoying your walk, my pretties? Don't get too comfortable.
Oh no, it's her.
Who's that? She looks like she could use a good scarecrow.
Now I'd seen some nasty birds back in Kansas, but these crows looked like they'd pecked the eyes out of a statue, and they were heading straight for us.
I may not have a brain, but I know what I am.
You did it. You saved us.
As we continued down the road, I realized something important. Maybe it wasn't about having a brain or courage or even a way home. Maybe it was about having someone by your side when things got tough.
You know, I think this is the beginning of a wonderful friendship.
Little did I know our little duo was about to become a trio. And let me tell you, our next friend was going to bring a whole new meaning to the phrase heart of gold. I met a Tin Woodman. He had become rusted in the forest from the rain. He needed my help, and I was happy to assist. He told me he wanted a heart, and I explained I was going to see the Great Wizard of Oz. So he said he would come along to see if the wizard could help him. And then I came across a very nervous lion. He was more like a teddy bear. He said he lacked courage and asked if he could also come with us to see the wizard. So now we were 4, not forgetting Toto. That made us become 5. Well, you know how they say it's always darkest before the dawn? Let me tell you, in Oz, it's pitch black.
The sky's turning an awful shade of green. That can't be good, can it?
I don't like the look of those clouds. They seem unnatural.
Having fun on your little trip, my pretties. Let's see how you handle a little weather, shall we?
And just like that, the heavens opened up. But this wasn't your average Yorkshire drizzle. Oh no, this was full-on witch-conjured Tin Man rusting rain.
Oil. I need oil. I'm rusting.
Oh no, where's that oil can when you need it?
I may not have a brain, but even I know this isn't normal rain.
Maybe we should turn back. This journey is getting too dangerous.
No, we can't give up now. We've come too far.
Just when we thought things couldn't get any worse, the witch decided to up her game. And let me tell you, she had quite the imagination when it came to torments.
Oh, you think a little rain is bad? Try this on for size.
No, get away, get away.
It's not real. It's just an illusion. You're braver than you think.
Maybe the witch is right. What use am I without a brain? I can't even help my friends.
That's not true. You've helped us so much already. You don't need a brain to have wisdom.
It was in that moment, watching my friends struggle, that I realized something important. We all had the things we thought we lacked. We just needed to believe in ourselves.
Oh, you think so, do you? Let's see how well you do on your own. Which cast spell on Dorothy's friends?
Scarecrow, Tin Man, Lion. What's wrong with you?
Who are you? Who am I?
And there I was, alone in a dark forest with 3 friends who didn't know me from a bar of soap. It was enough to make a girl want to click her heels and go home. But obviously I didn't know I could do that until later on. Seriously, they say knowledge is power. If only I knew that in that moment. But hey, that's what life is all about. Right, experiences? I'm going off track here, so where was I? Yes, you know what? Sometimes when things look the bleakest, that's when you find out what you're really made of. Witch's Castle looms against stormy sky. Right then, here we are at the pointy end of things. Me facing down a green-skinned witch with a grudge and my friends off in La La Land.
I'm not afraid of you anymore.
Oh, you should be, my pretty. You should be.
Now, I'd like to say I had some grand plan, but truth be told, I was making it up as I went along. Bit like my Aunt Em's cooking, really.
Wait a minute.
What do you think you're going to do with that, you foolish girl?
Something a scarecrow would think of. Dorothy throws water at Witch in slow motion.
Ah, you cursed brat. Look what you've done. I'm melting. Melting.
Well, I'll be. Who knew the old girl was water-soluble? If I'd known that earlier, I could have saved us a lot of trouble and packed a water pistol.
I didn't mean to. Dorothy's friends come out of their daze.
Dorothy, what happened?
The witch, she's gone.
We did it together. Don't you see? You've had what you wanted all along.
And just like that, the fog lifted. Not just the magical one, mind you, but the one in our heads too.
I came up with plans. I must have a brain after all.
And I felt worried for Dorothy. I do have a heart.
And I faced the witch. I am brave.
You all are. You always were.
As we stood there, covered in straw, oil, and probably a bit of melted witch, I realized something important. Sometimes the things we're looking for are right there inside us all along. We just need a little adventure to help us see them.
Come on, everyone. We still have a wizard to see.
And off we went, skipping down that yellow brick road. Sure, we didn't know what was waiting for us in the Emerald City, but we knew we'd face it together. And really, isn't that what all great adventures are about? When Dorothy arrived in Emerald City, the wizard was nowhere in sight. They had to keep asking to see him. Finally, he agreed to see them one by one. But not in person. No. You see, the wizard was not actually a wizard at all. He was a bit of an inventor. He made this very big head that came out, filling the room. Quite scary, to be honest, but that was the idea. as when anyone saw this big head, they felt the wizard must be very powerful. But little did they know, he was just a man behind operating his special effects to make him look very powerful. Dorothy became really upset at the thought of never returning home, now that she had seen the wizard was fake. And then, as if by magic, which obviously it was magic, Glinda arrived in her pink bubble.
Don't cry, Dorothy. All you need to do to go home is click your heels together, saying there is no place like home 3 times.
That's it, you're kidding me, right? Why did you send me to the wizard?
Well, Dorothy, you learn that sometimes the answers that we are looking for are within ourselves, and that you have always had the ability to go home due to the ruby slippers that you are wearing.
Why did you never tell me this before? So Dorothy closed her eyes and clicked her ruby slippers' heels together 3 times, saying, "There's no place like home. There's no place like home. There is no place like home." She could hear in the distance the Scarecrow, Tin Man and Lion saying, "We will miss you, Dorothy. Don't forget us." Then all of a sudden she could hear her auntie saying, "Dorothy, my dear, are you awake?" "I'm home." "You knocked your head and you have been asleep for weeks after the tornado." "Do you remember the tornado?" her auntie asked. "Our house was smashed and ripped apart in the tornado, but your uncle has fixed it now, so we should be okay. But I'm so happy you're awake. I was so worried about you. Did you dream of a wizard?" said her auntie. "Where is Toto? Where is Toto?" And suddenly, Toto jumped on the bed, kissing Dorothy. He was so pleased to see her awake. Was it a dream? Why did it feel so real? Will we ever find out? Well, that, my dears, is another story. Please subscribe to my channel by clicking on that bell all to receive all my new videos and updates. Don't forget to like and share my video. Lots of love and kisses, Jenne Saunders.